Hi, I'm Kennedy Odede in the class of 2012 at Wesleyan University. I come from Kibera, Kenya. Kibera is the largest slum in Africa, where 1.5 million people live in the area size of Central Park.
Hi, I'm Jessica Posner, and I graduated from Wesleyan in the class of 2009, and I'm originally from Denver, Colorado. A long way from Nairobi. When I was a junior at Wesleyan, I studied abroad through the School for International Training in Nairobi on a program focused on health and development. So I had heard about Kennedy because he had sort of made quite a reputation for himself by when he was 19 years old, or maybe even 18, starting sort of the first grassroots organization in Kibera, something actually founded by residents of Kibera. And so he and a group of young people performed a play at the World Social Forum in Nairobi, and a theater mentor of mine saw this play and said, "You two have to collaborate." And so we started emailing and started to sort of set up working together, and then I actually lived in Kibera in the slum and worked with a group of young people in Kennedy's organization to write and create a play of their own about their daily experiences, both really sad, tragic, devastating realities of life in extreme poverty, and also some really beautiful, not as tragic realities. And so we performed this play in Kibera, and then it was also featured at the National Theatre in Kenya.
So when Jessica came first, he made me proud, and he made my community proud. When you're like, wow, you guys, you're already making a play, and how do this play, And she was really interested in knowing how we are doing things. And I can see that character is from Wesleyan, kind of. Yeah? So, yeah. So when she came there, she was more like, we're really interested on her. Like, wow. So first she made us feel proud that we can do something. And then she was able now to teach us, like, another way is to write them down. Because honestly, we never wrote our play down. We could come and express our play through our daily life. We could just talk, and like narrating a story. From there, we make a play and we perform. So Jessica brought something that we are able now to write. At the same time, he brought what is called trust. Because our community are more like skeptical of people who are coming in, but she was more like coming, eating with us, staying in my house. People were like, wow, are you really American or are you ghost? So that really gave a trust with the community. And that transformation, that's really able that Jessica can do something on the ground with me. Because I'm not working in any American. I'm like, wow, Jessica, you remember Jessica? Oh, yes, we know Jessica. You get? So that makes our work so easy.
Yeah, I think that Kennedy really laid the groundwork for what we do. I mean, Kennedy's very modest right now, but he's referred to in Kibera as the mayor of Kibera. And so Shafco, his organization, did much more than theater. They did a lot of sort of community development, sanitation, community health work, girls empowerment.
So I thought, like, the best thing is if I start a school for girls, that they really wanted school. Through my experience working around, there's no girls going to school. You see them carrying babies on the street. I'm like really sad. So the idea was that having this school would be like, we have a school for these women, and then our male in the slum, they are kind of proud. Then they'll feel like this school, and then I brought other services to the community like bio-latrine, computer center, and honestly up to now I feel people are more interested in school because they get other services. You get?
But the School for Girls is central because it's free. We serve the neediest and also the most academically curious girls. So right now we have 45 extremely bright, extremely curious little girls. This summer we'll have 60, and eventually we'll have 450 going up to 8th grade. So there are girls that can grow up and go to college, maybe come to Wesleyan, go to other schools and come back and change the lives of those other 500,000 young women. This all, Shining Hope for Communities, started here at Wesleyan. While Kennedy and I were both undergraduates, Wesleyan really taught me, and I think taught us, to sort of think broadly and then be able to narrow it down to actually do what you're thinking. And so I think that there's a braveness about that you're taught here about you can think bold ideas about how things could be different and should be different. How could we make this idea into something that actually happens and lives in the real world? We have a responsibility to the world because we went to Wesleyan, we got this type of education, and we should use that to sort of reinvent, reimagine how things are.
So there's energy that when you come here, even if you are whatever, you feel there's energy and you get transformed in a very positive way. You get? My dream was to go to school, and there's no any other way. I went to informal school. So from those kind of informal school, you can't make it to schools like Wesleyan. You get? It's really difficult. So it was my dream. I don't know my future, where I'll go, but sometimes it's good to remember where you came from. And I think Wesleyan is the backbone of my life, because I can go to Harvard, I can go to Yale, I can go to any university in the future, but they won't pick me from the slum. So Wesleyan kind of identified who I was in the slum, so that now made me more different than before. And no matter where I go, I am Wesleyan by blood. You know, you cut my skin, the blood come out of red and black of Wesleyan. You see, my success there's no difference between my success and Wesleyan. Wesleyan will be there, no matter where I will be going, because I could be in the slum now. I could not, being in this, I was a leader in the slum, but really without this kind of education, I was nothing. That's how much I feel connected to Wesleyan as part of my life.